Hey, you guys, welcome back to our live. You guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all, happy Wednesday, happy hump day, happy all the things. Okay, how you guys doing? I hope you guys can hear me. I'm gonna speak loudly because I am in the car. My earpiece is charging in the house. Did my nails for y'all today, y'all. Well, for me. And y'all, it's short. They're short, but I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it. Hubby actually, I gave him the choices and he picked this one, mainly for the color. It's like a little chrome, purpley pink situation. It's cute. I'm not mad at it at all. But yes, you guys, how are you guys doing? Happy Wednesday. How is the week going thus far? I wasn't planning on coming on live today, but this time I was like, do I really want to do a long form or just want to come on here and, catch up with y'all? So I was like, let me just get on here. I fed the kids. They're actually eating as we speak. Hubby just came back and he is basically finishing up some tile work he was working on. And yeah, soon, most likely after I'm done with you guys, catching up with you guys, I am going to serve our meal and we will be eating together in the bed as we do, watching TV and stuff and, catching up. But yes, you guys, how is your week going? You guys, I was thinking yesterday, well, I was thinking about it. I don't know how long I've been thinking about it, but as we all come out here and we're all thinking about what's going on in the world, and some of us who are striving for a calm and peace of mind and all that stuff, it dawned on me that you guys, some people thrive in chaos. Okay, and that's not to say, oh, they are the people that, bring on the chaos or anything like that. No, we're all different. You know what I mean? Some people actually thrive in chaos. Because I was thinking about how, I moved out here from Tanzania. I moved out here from the States and everything. And, it's one of those things where out here it's a slower paced life. You get to think, you get to hear your own thoughts. You get to, do certain things that, don't require a lot of hustle and bustle. It's more calming, it's more peaceful. And sometimes you get into the thinking that, oh, everybody should move out here to Tanzania. Everybody should do this. Everybody should do that. Well, no, not everybody's built the same, you guys. I spent most of my life in the States. So I am familiar with chaos. I'm familiar with loud. I'm familiar with the horse, the rat race and all that stuff, 9 to 5s. I'm familiar with all of that. However, I am in this time in my life, I'm enjoying the calm. I'm enjoying the peace, but not everyone is like that. And for a long time, I wasn't like that either. Like, really and truly, when I came out here, that's why we had that video not too long ago. And we talked about how you are who you are no matter where you are. You know what I mean? Like, you can leave the States and feel like you're going to come to a place that's serene and quiet and all the things. And you feel like, bam, you about to be all about the woosah. No, it's not like that. It is not like that. You are who you are. If you are a homebody, that's not going to change unless you intentionally go after making a change. You are not going to be loving the peace and quiet unless you are intentionally doing things to, make you more drawn to that type of, atmosphere. And I don't know why it just came up to me. I think because right now, like, everything is so chaotic from what I hear, within the States and everything else like that, yada yada. But really and truly, you guys, I don't think it matters like how bad it gets. Some people do well in that. Some people thrive in the hustle and bustle. Some people, just like, some people are more laid back, people are go-getters, some people are out there doing their thing, da 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 da. There are some people who actually do well and who thrive better in what other people call chaos. And I'm just curious, like, how are you and what type of person are you? Are you one of those that thrive in chaos and you don't want the peace and quiet? You know what I mean? So yeah, there was a time, y'all, I would have preferred it, the chaos, the loudness, because it kept me from having to think about whatever was going on in my mind. Like, my chaos up here was far worse than chaos that surrounded me. You know what I mean? And I can see that being a thing for a lot of people, especially if you've been, been traumatized, or if you've gone through things. And, we've all gone through things, but not everything that we've all gone through has pushed us to, basically wanting to be, you know, in a bunch of noise. You know what I mean? And I guess also, like, for people like me who have multiple children, and like things like that, that affects you as a person, you guys. That definitely affects you as a person. Like having multiple children and always being around kids, that's a form of chaos within itself. You know what I mean? So, who are you? Who are you? Are you the type that likes to be in somewhat of a chaos? You know what I mean? Somewhat of loudness in all the things, or do you prefer to find some sort of peace? And because really and truly, all those terms, quiet and peace and chaos, those are just terms we came up with. You know what I mean? So, I'm basically asking, like, where does your heart feel at rest? Because if it's in the city where things are hustling, bustling, going and doing the things, or if you need a distraction from your own traumatic, chaotic thoughts and things like that, you might need that atmosphere for a time. You know what I mean? And I guess I did not want to be the type of content creator that focuses solely so much on one particular thing, like gaining our peace and all the things, and not considering that other people, they find their peace in other ways, and it doesn't have to look like mine. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to look like anybody else's. Your marriage has to be your marriage, your childhood was your childhood, your upbringing was your upbringing. How you raise your children is to each his own. To each his own. But the point is, you guys, it's like find the joy. Okay, we're all about the joy up in here. Okay, find the joy or create it. Whatever that may look like for you, whatever that may look like for you, you guys, whatever it looks like for you, find it, create it, hold on dear to it, because let me tell you, like, things are just chaotic. You know what I mean? Everywhere. It's everywhere, you guys. It's not just in the States. It's not, yeah, some places are more chaotic than others. You know what I mean? But it's all relative. It's all relative, you guys. Like, what do you prefer? What do you like? What brings joy to your heart? What puts that twinkle in your eye? You know what I mean? It's all relative. There's no one formula for everybody. There's no one formula. Y'all, today I was talking to my BFF, the one I usually talk about, my male BFF, and shout out to you if you're listening or watching. And they brought up, we were talking about just random things, talking about church, we're talking about everything. And then we were also talking about this channel, and like, it was expressing, like, how proud they are of me and things like that. And it's things that I don't really, like, particularly think about too much, as far as how far we've come along with this channel, and just the different things that I didn't want to tell them what I wanted to do with this channel, because I was flat out honest. Like, I did not want the accountability. And we do that to ourselves sometimes too, you guys. Like, we have things that will bring us a sense of accomplishment, joy, happiness, and other things. And we sometimes gatekeep it to ourselves for a time, because first of all, y'all know I'm not about procrastination. Okay. That's what, and I'm not gonna, you guys already know. I'm honest with you guys. Like, I'm not perfect at it yet. I'm still, you know what I mean, trying to get to the point where procrastination is no longer part of your girl. And I still struggle with it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've done a lot of things this year thus far that, okay, yes, girl, you are doing it. You are not procrastinating, not major things, but some major things. But at the same time, the things that I really, really, really want to put out there into the world, into the universe, to, heal me, better other people, heal other people, whatever may come out of it, because y'all, it's a pull. It is a pull. It is like, girl, why are you not doing this yet? Sorry, my phone keeps falling, y'all. I'm in the car. I'm not in nothing stable. And, and it's like, I'm still struggling a little bit with my anxiety over certain things, being totally transparent with things, and cause y'all, cause I'm sorry, like, and a little bit of fear. And the thing is, like, there's nothing that anybody can tell me that's going to, y'all, my friend keeps messaging me. There's nothing that anybody could tell me that's gonna be like, oh, um, the internet is a safe place, a safe space. You can do whatever you want to do. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, and people are gonna just resonate with it. They're gonna love you for it and all the things. And that may be true, but y'all know that that's not always the case. Y'all know there's a bunch of naysayers and trolls and negative people on the internet, just like in the real world. You know what I mean? And they are just there to do their thing, y'all. And I that is not really my fear. I don't think that is part of my fear. I don't really know I think the most part is like the extra being as vulnerable as it would I would need to be as successful and as I would like to be. And it's not really about, oh, I don't want to be transparent. I want to be fake. No, like what y'all see is what y'all get, really and truly. But however, like when you want to get deep and you want to get into certain things, and you have to be a little bit more transparent than usual. You know what I mean? You have to be, because otherwise you can't really help much if you're not if you're not transparent in some form of way. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when you're called to do certain things and you're called to put a part of you out there to be able to aid other people, there has to be some level of transparency. And I am working on that, you guys. I'm working on that because I no longer want to be have gifts inside of me that I'm being nudged to put out. You know what I mean? And that is truly the case. I feel like I've been nudged to do certain things, and things are basically ready to go, but I'm holding back. And I know I'm holding back because it's like opening up a can of worms. It's like opening up my closet, or whatever the case may be. And the thing is, I think it's not all about that. I think it's um I don't know, you guys, because I am okay with sharing my life story and things like that. I truly am. So I don't know. I think I still have to dig deep to figure out what's been holding me back, and like what's making me not remove the chaos in my mind over the situation, and just let it out and be able to share and talk and possibly help other people. You know what I mean? Y'all, the chaos sometimes be all up in our minds. Okay, the chaos be all up in our own minds sometimes. So, because those people. Hi. Thumbs up the live, you guys. Thumbs up the live. Those people that be in a shower sometimes, and they be having full on arguments by themselves, but really with other people, right? And just having the full on, they have all the rebuttals and all the responses ready, right? And I think that's a form of chaos in itself. And I feel like sometimes when it comes to producing things and showcasing certain things, and you know whatever dreams and goals, certain things are kind of big, so big for you in your own mind, that you basically kind of self-sabotage it before anything is even like put out there. And I don't know, like I don't feel like that's the kind of chaos that anybody can thrive in. You know what I mean? The chaos is in our minds. I think the chaos in our minds are the kinds that definitely need to be looked at, delve deep into and talked about, and all the things. And a lot of times I think too, we feel like we're the only ones, and that's not the case. Because if that was the case, y'all, like, yes, it's an individual situation, what, because it's unique to you, because you are a unique person. But nothing's new under the sun, and we all know this. You know what I mean? So people have gone through the things the same way we've gone through the things, and sometimes they may not be able to get out of it. So with your help and you talking about how you got out of it and all the things, that's basically how we help with our history. You know what I mean? Our own history, our own personal history, like putting it out there, it may aid someone else. And I think that should, in my opinion, that should overshadow everything else. The anxiety, the fear, the whatever, the procrastination, whatever the case may be. And I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there. I'm just talking right now. And, talking to my best friend made me think about this. And because I'm not gonna front, like, is every week that has flown by, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna attack this part of this particular goal that I have in mind, and I haven't gotten done. Every week I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this part, I'm gonna do this part, and it hasn't been done, and I don't know why today of all days, he was like, so asking about the channel and all the other things and yada yada. And then I mentioned, I guess what my future plans are. And then they was like extra inquiring, like, what you mean? What you got going? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh no, wait, I don't want to be held I don't want to be held accountable. But, we talked through it and stuff like that as well. And, it's just one of those things, you guys, like, it's going to be fine, and I'm going to be fine, and I'm going to get over this hump, and I am going to, do what I'm being pulled to do and being pushed to do, in my mind, in my heart. And I know that in the long run, it'll help someone. You know what I mean? Like, for all I know, whoever's watching this right now, it'll help you, and so I just need to stop. I just need to stop and just, continue to fight against my procrastination and continue to fight against, you know, my anxiety about certain things. And, because y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but like, I am a little bit modest. I am, a little shy. You know what I mean? Like, don't let the screen fool y'all. Like, I'm a little shy. I'm a little, reserved. I'm a little. I mean, I can get down with the get down, yes, but like I'm fairly keeping to myself and my family and my close knit friends, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? So doing things like producing things that involve, like, let's say, things I've gone through and my history of things and stuff like that, it's not that easy for me, and I'm working on it, you guys. I'm working on it, and I believe I need to pray about it some more. I don't believe I do that enough. But yeah, like, I'm getting tired of being told to do, because it's so funny, because like my brother, I told my best friend this too. I was like, my brother told me the same thing. He was like, my brother told me weeks back, like, oh, you should do this on your channel, da da da, because he heard this, that, the other, da, da, da. And I was just like, that's funny, because yeah, I'm ready to do that. I've been ready to do that. I just haven't pulled the trigger, and that to me is like, okay, girl, like, the world, the universe, everybody is like, okay, like, how long you gonna wait? Like, it's telling you to do this, do that. And I know that, I kind of sometimes, this can be considered an excuse or not, or whatever the case may be. However, it's still how I feel. I kind of feel like, which I haven't talked to my friend about that. I'm gonna tell him about that later. I kind of feel like, with the state of the world right now, yes, maybe this is needed, but at the same time, it's like, is it needed? Like, don't people need to be focused on other things right now? Like, is this gonna be something that, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like what I want to do and what I want to, uh expand on within this channel. I kind of feel like, okay, is the time actually ready for now? Because y'all, the states is going through stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, but that, isn't that a sense? Isn't that like a procrastination thing as well? Isn't that something that's like, okay, girl, like you just, you're procrastinating. You're not, like. So I don't know. I kind of feel that way too. But I also feel like it's always gonna be something. It's always gonna be something. It's always going to be something. So how long am I going to wait before I fulfill my dreams and my destiny, and my goals and all the things? You know what I mean? So there's that. There's that, you guys. Like it'd be a whole tumbleweed of things, a bunch of stuff, a bunch of tumbleweeds like going around, like, and every one of them is like some crazy thought, y'all. And I mean, it used to be worse. It used to be, tsunamis and a bunch of stuff happening up in here. You know what I mean? Like it used to be really chaotic, y'all. Really and really chaotic. And I'm glad that I've gotten to a point where I was able to start to listen to myself and then filter out things that don't need to be in there. You know what I mean? It's still a work in progress, y'all. I'm a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. Okay, if you are perfect, but your girl is a work in progress in every way, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Um, there was a time where I wasn't fine with that. Feel like like you were always falling short in some way. And that's not just, just because you're a work in progress and you're not a perfect, there's no perfect being, but that does not mean that you are, you know, less than, because that is everybody, whether they know it or not. Everybody's imperfect. Everybody's a work in progress, so don't feel less than because you are aware of who you are. You know what I mean? So that, I feel like that's one of the things too that, it's a double-edged sword sometimes when you are either in therapy or just getting to know yourself more and more. You start to see, you know, your flaws a lot clearer, you know what I mean? As well as your attributes and good and greatness and things like that. So just keep in mind, like no one's perfect, y'all. Everybody's a work in progress. No, nothing, no situation is ever perfect. Nothing is perfect, okay? And it's going to get better. Things are going to get better. People are going to get better. You know, keep the faith, keep it pushing. Do your part to better yourself and to better this world. That's all you can ask. That's all people can ever ask of you, for you to do your own part. And if it's not enough, then you're not for those people. Like, like sometimes people ask way too much of you because they feel like they can. And no, we're not out here trying to bust our brains and, gain more chaos within our own minds over other people. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You guys, thumbs up the live, say hello. Fret or not. Okay. I won't bite. But yeah, it's one of those things, like the chaos is, for me, it has never been so much of the chaos. At least I didn't think so. At one point I thought it was the outside world. But once you remove the outside world and you find yourself in a different situation, I quickly realized that the chaos was in my mind. The chaos was in my mind, and you can't run away from the chaos in your mind. You know what I mean? And it wasn't the kind of chaos where I could thrive in. It wasn't the kind of chaos where I can grow from. It was just the kind of chaos that would just have me somewhere in a one of those white jackets or whatever. So yeah, it's all about finding your way, y'all. Finding your way through the dark, finding your way through the hurts and pains, and being able to recycle that into helping someone else and helping the world somehow. It gives you purpose. And I don't know, now that I'm talking about this, I wonder if I'm afraid. I wonder if I'm afraid of my purpose. Because sometimes I wonder, when do we I mean, I feel like obviously, more than one thing can be true all at once, right? So I'm wondering, like, when do we have more than one purpose, right? Can't we have more than one purpose? like I honestly feel like my purpose is part, well, at least one of my purposes is my family. Like, like bringing these little knuckleheads into the world. I mean, like, who knows what they're gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, who knows what they're gonna do and what they're gonna accomplish? And I feel like that's one of my greatest purposes. And I that I have. Well, I'm still going through it because I still have to grow and nourish and all that stuff. Them. Um, but as far as like more personal things, like not, well, nothing more personal than having kids, but like things I will do on my own as far as my purpose goes, I'm wondering if I have some kind of fear towards that, like fulfilling a purpose, like that whole fear of failure, but fear of success situation. You know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe that's something I have to look into, but because like I honestly believe that our hurts and pains and things we go through in life is great to as a catalyst to better and help other people. It's great to use that in that way. But so why am I not doing that? You know what I mean? Like why have I stopped like at a certain point before I can actually like showcase that and do that, you know? Um yeah, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I don't know. And I know what I do know. I do struggle with being seen. You know what I mean? I do struggle with being seen to a certain degree. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know if what I want to do with this channel is going to help in that. I hope it does. Um, I don't know. And it's not that I want to be seen in the, lights, camera, action. It's not that. You know what I mean? It's more of dive deep into me and look at me and, know other things. Y'all, I've actually been in the public eye before, um, years ago, and I guess that maybe I was a little traumatized about that. I don't know. I do recall certain instances where it just made me feel totally uncomfortable and totally like, but obviously it wasn't me in the public eye in a good way. So maybe that is where I'm struggling with now to be able to, you know I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Because it's different. Like, okay, let's say like for like, people that volunteer at church and things like that, you're going to be seen after a while. People are gonna know, oh yeah, she's part of the usher team, she's part of the choir, she's part of the kids ministry, she's part of this. You know what I mean? So I guess it all depends on what kind of scene you want to be seen doing. You know what I mean? Because like I don't know, y'all, because I've done that. I've been in church before, and I've been in the ministries, and I've led the groups, and it's so funny because me and my BFF was talking about that earlier too, and we've done that. We've done that. So being seen in that way, um, it is. I don't want to say it doesn't make or break us, but it's not one of those. It's not one of the being scenes where you feel like, oh my gosh, like no. You know what I mean? And I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm just talking. I hope somebody out there understands what I'm talking about, but it's kind of it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult, and I don't know. It's one of those things where you listen to other content creators and talking about, oh, you do this, you do that, why are you not talking about this? And not only that, like sometimes you don't want that to be, you don't want to be known for certain things. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be known for certain things, and especially if it's something to do with trauma and your background and all this other stuff, you don't want to be known for that. You know what I mean? Yeah, you want to be known for the aftermath, maybe, because you might not have hit the aftermath yet. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be known for, and sometimes you don't even want to be known for the aftermath. You don't want to be attached to it. And the thing is, it doesn't matter because you are that's you. That's your history. You already are attached to it. So if you decide to put it out there, then that's to God be the glory. I don't know. Like, it's kind of like, it's one of those things, like, you have to decide to, feel the fear, feel the anxiety, feel the, all the angst, and just do it anyway, because you know that the outcome outweighs. And it's not about your outcome, it's more about the outcome of whatever the thing is. Like, if you're out there trying to do something that promotes good health, and you want to talk about how obese you were, and you're kind of like, you don't want to be looked at, for whatever reason, but you should think about the outcome. Like, who is in their room hiding out from the world because if they're so big or whatever, you can help that person. You have to think about it that way. You know what I mean? Like, who will you help? Like, take off the mirror, forget what you got going on, and just do it anyway. Remember, forget the fear, forget all that stuff, and just do it anyway. And maybe that's part, that's your destiny. You never know. You never know. And you won't know until you actually go in and do it, And you have to be okay with the possibility of regretting did it to begin with. And I think maybe that's the part I'm struggling with. I think that might be a part I'm struggling with. Like, what if I do these acts where I feel these acts that for me feel so out of my comfort zone. It feels so, like a microscope being put on me and all the things. Maybe, what if I go through all that and I'm hoping to help someone, and maybe or maybe not, it does or does not, but at the same time, in the end, I kind of regret doing it. But can that ever be the case though? Could that ever be the case of regretting something that you've been wanting to do so long, something that's been nagging you, and you feel like you're called to do it? Could you ever actually regret it? Could you regret it? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I know I don't want to say, oh, it's ordained, or God is putting this on my heart and things like, y'all, God has a lot of things on people's hearts. And then, next thing you know, they're like, nope, this is not what God said for me to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that. Yes. Like, do we pray? Do we do this, do that? Yes, of course. Sure. Why not? But I hear a whole lot about, oh yeah, God told me. And the next thing you know, a week go by, a month go by, this go by, and next thing you know, oh yeah, maybe it wasn't God. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't think, huh? Okay. Am I bothering you? Am I okay? I don't care. Do I have to move? Oh, the powder soap. Axe Symphony. Yo, my worker talking to me. I'm like, what do you want? But yes, you guys, like, could you ever actually go, hi guys, say hi. Thumbs up the live, please, and thank you. It helps the algorithm with your girl. But yeah, you guys, like, could you ever, do you feel like it's a possibility that you can actually regret what you believe to be your calling? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm low key nervous about it. I'm low key kind of like, do I want to reopen this can of worms and help and try to help someone and yada yada? You know, will I do more harm than good? And I know I couldn't really do harm to anybody else. Well, that's not true. That's not true. But could I do more harm than good, basically? And that would bring me much regret. And that's why I don't want to say, oh, yes, I have the nudge. I've been having the nudge to do certain things, you guys. And 2025 for me has been about not procrastinating and going after the things I really want to do, the things that have been placed on my heart to do. But I do not want to be like, I kind of feel like I don't want to be like, oh yes, God placed it in my heart until I see success. You know what I mean? I kind of like, I don't want to place it on God, my failure. Tell me you understand what I'm saying when I say this, because there has been so many things I've watched as of late Well, people are talking about, oh yes, God told me this. God, whether it's God told me that's my man, whether it's God told me I need to do this business idea, God told me, all the things, you know what I mean. And then when it backfires or fails, maybe the growth, maybe whatever you learned. I mean, it still can be considered God told you. I don't know, you know what I mean. And y'all know I don't be up here preaching. I don't do that. I am very personable when it comes to, all that. You know what I mean? My spirituality and all that stuff that's me. I ain't got, I don't have to showcase that on TV with y'all. However, I'm kind of like, I've seen that a lot. I've seen that a lot. I'm like, okay, all right, girl, yes, all right, the Lord, all right, all right, all right. And the next thing you know, something happens and it fails, and whether the marriage fails or the business idea was a complete disaster, whatever the case may be. And then I'm like, nobody ever comes back and like, okay, yeah, maybe God did not tell me to do that. Like, and I feel like people do that, say that a lot because they want cheerleaders behind them, and if they don't have cheerleaders behind them, at least they can tell themselves, God told them to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. And I'm just, I'm not saying that's about anybody. I'm just talking. And I kind of feel like for me, I feel like I don't want to say that, God is, I have been getting a nudge. I have been getting a nudge for a very long time to do certain things. And that's, thank goodness, for 2025, because your girl is, going after hers. And the nudge, where's the nudge coming from? From deep within, and I do believe, the goodness that may come out of it is yeah, sure, because the Lord's all about the good, right? And helping other people and things of that nature. But I don't know, I kind of feel like, y'all, I don't want to put my failures on the Lord. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, why do I assume I'm going to fail? But you know what? It's not like I'm assuming it's going to fail. It's always a toss up. It's always like a 50-50 chance. Like, you're going to do great or you're not, or whatever grades in between. You know what I mean? But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see, because either way, like, I gotta get the nudge off of me. That's point blank. Point blank, I gotta get the nudge off of me. So the nudge is gonna go away once I start producing the things I said I want to produce. Once I start implementing the things I want to implement, and stop playing around with the procrastination. You know what I mean? And doing a doggone thing, then yeah, then at least I will feel good in that way. I can be like, oh, it's done. And then I can just shut my eyes and wait for the backlash and and the outcome of it all. Because y'all, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I can't live with the what if. I cannot live with a what if, y'all. And right now, the what ifs is what's bringing a whole lot of chaos in my mind. And I do not thrive in chaos, especially in my mind. I know myself that much. I know that's myself that much, y'all. I tell you all the time, learn about yourselves on a regular basis. And your girl cannot live with the chaos in her mind. And that's, y'all. Chaos in the world, I can take it or leave it. You know what I mean? But in my mind, like, taking it in, like, no, I can't. So this year is definitely going to be a year for me to inhale and exhale. Like, it has been thus far. It has been thus far. I just know that I should be doing more, and I will be. I told my friend, I was like, I don't want the accountability. I can't tell you what I want to do because I don't want the accountability. They started busting out laughing and forced me to tell them. But, they didn't really force. I wanted to share. At the same time, it's kind of like, oh, and the fact that my brother had mentioned it too, like, weeks ago, like, it's like crazy. Like, girl, like, what are you waiting on? The perfect day, the perfect scenario, like, it's never gonna be perfect, But yeah, you guys, the sun is going down. My worker is cleaning the car. I'm gonna show y'all. I don't think he wants to be seen, but yeah, there you go. Washing the car. Um, but yeah, you guys, the sun is going down. Everybody's chilling in the house right now, and I think I'm about to go in. I want to eat and chillax. If you haven't already, thumbs up the live, thumbs up the live, thumbs up the live, share, you guys. We are on our way to, I want to reach 2,000. 2,000. Well, yeah, 2,000. We're already at 1,500, and that's when we, named our Jamaican Joys. Yes. All you all, and I love that for us because we are all about the joy. Okay. We are all about, you guys, this is part of my joy for the day. I braided up my hair because I do want to braid out. I thought I was gonna take it off tomorrow, but y'all, I always say that. Like I braid up my hair or I twist it or something. And I hate these little rubber bands, y'all, because they pop regardless. I soaked them in the oil and everything. They still pop, but whatever. Before I came on here, my hair was all wrapped, and it's about to be wrapped again, just to keep the things from popping. My little star, y'all. I attached it back, but it's more towards here now instead of at the end. I put it up here with some yarn. Sure did. And my little heart is here from hubby. So yeah, my hair is braided, and I let hubby choose your girl's nails. They're shorter. I think I mentioned this already. They're shorter than usual, but he chose these ones, I think, for the color and stuff. And yeah, feeling good. I hope you guys are feeling good as well. Hope you guys doing some kind of self-care and self-love and all the things, you guys. I am yeah, I'm continuously being intentional about that, just to keep myself uplifted and all the things. Y'all, there's another I want to do, I'll share this with you guys. I want to do, what's it called? OOTDs, outfit of the days. I want to do that, you guys. I don't want to do it now. I think I want to do it more towards September, after my birthday. Because your girl every year, you know how some people, they for the New Year's, they always talk about, oh, they want to stop smoking, they want to lose weight, they want to do that. Girl, y'all, every year your girl is like, she wants to dress for the day, and no matter how I'll say it, and then okay, I'm like, okay, for my birthday I'll do it, and then I'll give it again. Okay, for the New Year's I'll do it, and I'll start off like, I think I did that last year with my neighbor. I think we did it good for a good couple of months. And then you fall off because, guys, this construction life, and this land, like, we ain't going nowhere. So it's like, why are we getting dressed? Like, and I want to do better. I want to do better for myself and for my daughter, because it's only us with all the boys. You know what I mean? I want to do better. So I feel like that is definitely something I want to be held more accountable for. And if I'm doing the OOTDs on the shorts with you guys, then it'll help me, because really and truly, like, doing these videos, it definitely helps me to stay on top of certain things that I want to get done. So I will be doing that probably in September. I can't promise you guys any sooner than that, but I definitely want to do that. And the only reason I have something on, right now, y'all, because I showered and everything already. I showered and came out here to talk to y'all. But yeah, I definitely want to get with that and start being better at that, because y'all, I could look like a whole bum. Let's just say that. I can look like a whole bum until I shower. You know what I mean? Like, when I shower, then I'll put something on cute or whatever. But really and truly, it's like, it's a struggle, but I'm gonna get better, and I wanted to do it like early mornings. Even though you guys will probably get it like that evening or something. But I am determined to start doing that, because it'll help me. It'll help me to do better, and it'll make me feel better too. Like, you guys already know, once you look good, you feel good, all the things. Okay. That being said, yeah, I'm not taking this out tomorrow. I think I'm gonna wait. y'all. I think I'm gonna wait. I probably put them down tomorrow. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm supposed to go to the mall with my daughter. Um, spend a little time. I don't think I'm gonna video that. I may, maybe a little quick video for you guys. Maybe little short long form for you guys for tomorrow. Maybe that's what I'll do. Um, but yeah, that's what's going on, you guys. For tomorrow. The day's done for the day for us. We're, the lights going down, the sun's going down, all the things. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I'm just trying to live chaos free. I hope you're living chaos free in the world and your mind. I hope you're having, good thoughts. I hope you guys are loving up on yourselves. And yeah, you're not procrastinating on your self-care and your self-love and all the things, you guys. Find your joy or create it. Okay, you know what we about over here. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the good things, share, and let's increase our watch hours. And I'll be talking to you guys really soon. And yeah, be blessed, you guys. Have a great day. Talk to you guys soon.